Yo, what is up everyone? Welcome to this week's Genshin Impact live stream. I hope everyone is doing well today. And also for the past week. Okay, let's see. Wow. All the commissions are concentrated at one spot today. Where is this commission? Right, we got vouchers. Hey, good day to you, Akira. Yeah, early today. It's good seeing you. Have about how many days more today? Today is the 6th, so approximately about 8 more days. Nilo will be coming to the banner. Will you guys be actually pulling for Nilo? Defeat all the vouchers. Wait, oh? There's actually a Dendro killer here. What are you laughing about, Ice Bear? Good evening to you. Wait, how do I actually get out? I want Nilo so bad, but I need to stay strong for Dendro Archon. Hey, whoa, wait, yo, why is this place so difficult to climb up? Is there any Spider-Man mechanism that I can climb up? Okay, looks like so far I didn't manage to see anything. All I see are nothing but just cactus. Okay. I changed my mind. I'm pulling for Nahida. Well, it's always a good thing pulling for the Dendro Archon. Hey, wait, there is actually a Spider-Man thing here. But wait, more. Let me see. Where's the Dendro killers? Oh, sneaky is here. It's like some upsized mushroom or something. I think wait, oh my god, there's no rock, I just teleport back. Have you guys actually see some of the people posting? They actually have already 100% all the desert zones. That is incredible, you know. I was actually spending some time playing with the hello, the desert kitty. I was actually spending some time playing this recent desert map. The underground desert is so big that I really don't think I can 100% them anytime soon, man. Hello Angel, good evening to you. I will grind this weekend. Can see I still have waypoints. Probably there are still a lot of stuff I haven't even unlocked. But wow, today's commission, 3 of them are actually together. This place, oh, I haven't even cleared this. Over the weekend is a pretty good chance. Hoyoverse loves you. I really wish every day the commission would just be at one spot, man. Right now, I believe that most of you should have actually seen the Dendro Archon's kit already. So actually, one thing I wasn't too sure about was how it will actually work with you know, the Nilo's comp. That will probably require some actual testing and gameplay to see how it actually works. But nonetheless, there are still other, you know, Dendro characters that we can work around with Nilo Com. Wait, let me step on the mushroom carefully. Yes. Okay, next one. Oh, what is this? Okay, this one requires me to play some music. No, never mind, forget it. I don't want to do that now. No, I haven't yet. Oh. But this desert map, after I think it was about 2 days ago, I actually tried to go and clear. I actually really thought that it was a pretty good exploring experience. Those Anubis style of buildings, you know, and those Egyptians, all this, and those tombs are really goddamn huge, man. I love it. What are your thoughts about Sino? At this very moment, what I truly feel is that there isn't any good Dendro characters that can allow him to shine. I honestly really have no idea why was his elemental burst designed to last up to 18 seconds. Because if you last for that long and you don't have any like characters that can actually buff him for that long, right, then the time is actually wasted. And for you know, if you do in the actual test run itself, you can actually see that actually for Sino's damage, right, I actually felt that it's a bit on the low end at the moment. Not too sure if I'm actually missing anything, but compared to a lot of those main DPS, right, it does feel a little bit lacking. So that was why I don't want to, of course I don't want to be trash talking or doom posting Sino at the moment, but it seriously does feel that the damage is lacking, probably due to the lack of good Dendro characters to actually synergize with him to maximize his damage output. So honest feelings, this is probably a character that I will really strongly encourage to pull on rerun. We will need to actually see what the future holds. Are they really going to come out with some compatible Dendro characters? If they are not going to come out with good compatible dendro characters that is meant to synergize with Sino, then probably you can invest your Primo Gems in other areas, you see. What are you going to do for tonight? Just grinding. It's probably just grinding, and probably later on we can also have a look, because I believe that most of you might have heard some news about the recent this interview with the developers, talking about are they going to come out with harder contents in the game. That is one thing that I would also like to share my views on, because I actually read through what was being asked about the so-called endgame contents, and the response given by the developers, I can see a pretty much mixed reaction within the community. Some were actually saying that, oh, not good, because they have nothing to fight anymore aside from Spiral Abyss, and a lot of them were actually talking about, oh, how manageable or easy Spiral Abyss currently is at floor 12. But while some actually felt that it's perfectly fine. So, hey, hello Diablo. So, I would also like to hear from you guys who are in the chat right now. What do you actually think about the developers' response about this? They are talking about currently it seems like at the moment we won't have anything like a Spiral Beast 13. Do you think that this is a good thing for you, or do you think that is a bad thing? Developers have very carefully worded that they are probably working on something which is more interesting and challenging, but it's definitely not in the Spiral Abyss aspect, because they mentioned that not everybody is interested in Mass Reef. So for veteran players like all of you over here, what do you actually think? we can actually have a look at this. Yes, this one. It actually talks about Genshin Impact developers talk endgame content and welcoming newcomers. So over here, particularly talking about this one. Currently, the Spiral Abyss is the only true endgame content for players at high adventure ranks. Are there any plans to release new permanent endgame content in the same vein as the Spiral Abyss? So what the developers were actually talking about is that the Spiral Abyss is actually meant to be an effective way for players to actually test out their party composition and combat strength. So they are talking about design another type of permanent endgame that is similar to Spiral Abyss may end up creating excessive anxiety for our players, because not everybody is interested in the Mass Reef. So this talking about just like this Genius Invocation TCG, which is the upcoming card game. I believe that in the live stream some people might have seen the card game. It actually looks pretty cool. So I am actually looking forward to see how it actually works as well. But the animation looks cool. Of course, I'm not hoping that they come with some special gacha pool on you need to pull those booster packs. You know, those who play card games in real life, you know, getting rare cards, you need to do some booster pack pulls. I probably not, fingers crossed they don't come out with that. Just let everyone have all the cards right off the bat. And also, we are talking about this. We are working on designing more interesting gameplay in the future. Of course, it's very carefully worded. It's a very polite no at the moment, meaning they are not going to do any Spiral Abyss 13 at the moment. player gacha system gives me all and more anxiety. Of course, I wouldn't know this TCG will they have any booster pack. Of course, I don't think it's likely, because if they are going to come with a new separate gacha system for this card game, right, they are probably going to get a lot of backlash from the community, because you can already spend a lot trying to pull for new characters and also weapons. Then now card games, then also need to pull for booster pack. It's definitely going to get a hit in the reviews. So I'm skeptical that they were going to make this gacha system, you see. So this thing actually has actually caused quite a lot of discussion within the community itself. For those who actually seen already, earlier on I've already explained that there are a lot of mixed feelings, because some players, they spend a lot of money to pull for the characters, maybe high constellations, etc. But you know, once you have pretty high constellations in the game itself, the characters, the Spiral Abyss is not going to be a very big challenge for the big spenders, because you know, C6 R5 everything, you are just going to mull through everything. In fact, you don't even need C6 R5. It's pretty obvious that some constellations, if you invest right, or even characters, the existing 4-star characters, the best supports in the game, you are most likely able to clear the Spiral Abyss. They don't want to give you more rewards. Who cares about end game? Genshin comes down to getting waifus. They just want you to have no more rewards. That's why they give anxiety lame excuse. Okay, I honestly want to say is that I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised that they want to come up with Spiral Abyss 13 or something. Probably offhand I can think of a few reasons, which is for people, for MiHoYo or HoYoverse, right, when they create contents, game design, all this, right, they definitely have the backend data to tell you that how many, like, you know, daily active users or monthly active users they have in the game, and what is the general passing rate for the Spiral Abyss 12. What is the player rate who go and play Spiral Abyss very often, and how many players are actually clearing and or getting 36 stars in the Abyss. They definitely have all this kind of data. So when they decide to put it this way, what I can interpret is that probably their focus in the game right now is for the newcomers. That's one thing. And additionally is that if they open up with Spiral Abyss 13, we will definitely see a very noticeable spike in the difficulty level. This means that probably, I mean, these are just rough guesses, or probably less than 50% of the player base is going to pass it, probably, and probably there's even lesser, maybe 20% or even lower, are going to 36 plus another 9, is it 45 stars. So when you have this kind of situation happen, and if you actually put in some Primo Gems reward, let's say on Spiral Abyss 13, right, it's definitely going to cause a lot of people to be pretty unhappy about, because no matter what, because if it is a reward over there and you cannot get it, you will definitely be unhappy about whether you actually are you able to get it, or are you unable to get it. That is one thing. You will see that there is reward over there up for grabs, but because it is made until so difficult, and you keep trying to clear and to get the rewards, right, it's going to cause a lot of frustration, assuming if the end game, so-called end game Spire Abyss 13 content is really designed for the even upper limit players, and we can see that currently this is not the direction they are working in. They are trying to strafe away from the usual those kind of peak end game contents that you see in most of the gacha games or PvP games. So I believe that you guys have already played other kind of gacha games where there are some contents in those games, right? It is only the true super whales or the big whales teaming up together, all this and that, right? Then they are able to clear the content. Like even currently, right now, the other game that I previously streamed before, Tower of Fantasy, there are some of the contents right now. You really need very high combat score players to play together in order to clear the content, in order to get the rewards. If you are unable to clear, then you don't get the rewards. Then you will feel very tilted that, wow, there are a few hundred primo gems over there, yeah, I cannot get it. You know, that is how I actually feel about this. And we know that there is also a large amount of player base right now is actually free to play. Lower spenders, they actually make up a large part of the community. So, you know, quantity over quality is always the larger amount of player base that is going to affect your game's reviews. Word of mouth, you know. One whale telling you this game is fun is nothing compared to 9 free-to-play or lower spenders telling their friends that this game sucks. Then you will get a big hit in your reviews. And in the long run, if you think about it, if you can keep the general community happy, there is a chance that free-to-play players might become low spenders someday, and low spenders might become mid spenders someday as well. So probably that is their long-term strategy in terms for revenue. That is just my take on why are they not making this kind of so-called harder contents. If you also realize previously, I've made a poll talking about the Legend of the Vagabond Sword event and also some other events, right? If you realize this event hasn't had a rerun before so far. Hey, hello Eclair. There is a chance I might quit after Sumeru. Oh, why is that so? Where is Nahida and Leda? New waifus. 3.2, bro. Okay, so moving on. In how should I put it to you? In Chinese live stream, right? They have always talked about Genshin. It's literally how Diablo mentioned waifu over meta, you know. Because in Mandarin they actually address this as 为爱买单. So basically what they are telling you is their motto or their end goal is we want you to go for the characters that you like. Not because of meta, not because of not entirely because of their strength. That is basically what they wanted to achieve. So this also aligns with why they are actually talking about they are not making even more this kind of Spiral Abyss endgame content. They felt that maybe at level 12 is probably the most appropriate so-called endgame content at the moment. And why will you be quitting after Sumeru, man? It will be really a pity to see you go. Live picking up Nahida. The thing is, whenever a character is released, is always on a Wednesday. My live stream is always on a Thursday. So if I intend to do a live stream pulling for Nahida, I probably need to change the schedule. I can actually see. Let me have a look when is the exact release date for 3.2. I believe it should be around November 2nd. Then if I'm able to, I will actually schedule it to be on a Wednesday. Hope you guys will be there. I will definitely do a live stream pool to go with everyone. Probably it will be the first time I do the live stream pool together with all of you. Then on the spot I will. Hey, wait, I cannot because you need the dendro hypostasis. Was it? I cannot build the character on the spot also, which is unfortunate. Initially I thought I can actually build together with then on the spot explore with you guys to see what are the builds that we can mess around together. But it seems like not able to. This kind of thing, just super chat and subscribers. Of course, I know. But the thing is, I don't always do that. That's the thing. But since you have already been repeatedly requested for it, I guess that I'll be able to do it. I just need to reschedule it to probably on a Wednesday or something so that we can do it together. Live pool for Nilo, oh no, live pool for Nilo, I will not be doing it because on the day of release for Nilo, actually it is my grandmother's birthday, so I will not be available. But of course I will still be pulling her because I will be logging into the game. It's just that I'm not able to live stream. You see? But I'm pretty surprised that a lot of viewers actually have requested that they really want to see live stream pools. Are you guys actually wanting to see what is my reaction when I actually fail my pools, huh? Nilo, man has his grandma bigger than Nilo. Man has his because grandmother I think my grandmother this year is 2022, right? My grandmother will turn 90, I think 97 this year. So it's a must for me to have a celebration with her. Okay, but that aside, at least I wanted to let you guys know that for Nilo, I will not be actually doing any live stream. But for Nahida, I will try to do a live stream because it's pretty clear that I will be pulling for Constellation for Nahida. I think you guys should know why. And fun fact, did you guys actually went to see there's a chart showing how big Nahida's elemental burst was? And the most interesting part about the graph, right, was actually C2 Yamiko's range, attack range. It was ridiculously big for once you have a C2 Yamiko. Because generally the concept for Yamiko, when you look at the C2, it says that increase the range by 60%. But when they look at the graph, they will actually talk about that is not 60%, that is way more than that. The catch is that someone actually explained that it's 60% to the radius. So if you are good in maths, I'm not good with maths, but when you use 60% of a radius, right, you know was it an area? Is it pi r square? Was it? Or 2 pi r? I'm not really good at that. Then it's actually way more than that. Oi, let me. Nilo, I thought it was very bad. It's beautiful, but it doesn't cause damage. It's complicated. How much will you go for Nilo Constellation and weapon? I personally will want to have Constellation 2. And probably one copy of the ugly ass weapon. I really think that weapon looks damn ugly. I wish that they can give me some skin to change it or something, but you know, best in store weapon means best in store, so there's nothing much I can do about it as well. And I don't really think that Nilo will be very very bad, but we shall see. Because the reaction is a reaction based character. I think most of you should know by now. Can I kick that far? Oh, I can. Yeah, but Nilo, because her blooms actually explode way much faster. Oh, am I supposed to be able to discuss this? I think it should be fine because we only have a few more days. But currently, I feel that she should still feel pretty good to play. Of course, everything we will need to wait for the actual live. Because during my free time, I have actually did some calculation using those calculators that we have as part of the resources in the, to actually have a look at how is her damage is like. It actually looks pretty fair. I cannot say it's broken or what, but it looks fair enough. Because there are some players actually saying about because she's a bloom based character, you actually need EM. But there's another thing about herself, which is wait, where is that guy? Bro, come out. Oh, apparently fighting this algorithm of semi-net. What? Wow! What the hell is that long name, man? It's so mouthful. Algorithm of semi-intransient matrix of overseer network. What the hell is that name, man? Tomb God of the Desert King. Holy! Come out. My Hu Tao constellations. Unpopular opinion. I kinda like the Sumeru desert weapon design. The Sumeru weapon design, right, is actually fine, but it's not compatible with Nilo's aesthetics. That is the thing. If it goes with, like, for example, when you have a look at him holding this weapon, we know it's a series of those desert weapon. When it's paired with him as a set together, it looks perfectly fine. The weapon is okay. But when I look at Nilo and she holds that, I don't know what is that weapon's name, key of something, then I get pretty triggered with that, because it's just my personal opinion that I don't think that weapon is compatible with her in terms of outlook. But of course, we can see that the weapon effects perfectly goes well with what she does. So one thing that earlier on I was actually talking about is that we know that when you play with reaction comms, one of the main components you need is elemental mastery. But at the same time, we also know that for Nilo, you need to build is her hit point. So sometimes it does sound like it's a paradox, because how am I supposed to generate good bloom reaction if I don't have elemental mastery and I go with hit point? So that was one of the reason why when you have a look at her ascension, one of her ascension actually states that when her hit point is above 30,000, right? I think it was about every 1,000 hit point or something. It actually increases the bloom damage by 9%. If that is what I can recall correctly. So it actually can, to a certain extent, compensate back the elemental mastery. And since she's meant to play with Dendro characters, because her composition is actually pretty niche. So we know that currently, aside from Tinari, the Dendro characters we have, right? Where is my Traveler, man? Traveler can actually give you 60 EM. Up to 60 EM. That is what I can remember. Where is this one? Yes, this one. Up to 60 EM. And when you have a constellation right off, you can actually get 30 EM. So there are actually still ways for you to play around with the Nilo comp. And if you have some elemental mastery and also have a lot of hit point, right, it's actually able to work. But right now, these are all just what I've seen based on the kit. It will be better for me to do it, to demonstrate through my contents, to let you all actually see what I actually mean. That I think that is still viable, you can still actually play it. But when Nahida comes out, then that will be a pretty different story. I don't really know how Nahida's kit will be, all the ICD, all this, etc, etc. Then for Nahida's part, then I will save it for probably when more data is released to the public, right? Then we can actually talk more about it. Hey, hello, ciao bro. What artifact would Nilo use best in your opinion? Was thinking Tenacity and Wanderers. Tenacity and Wanderers. Yes, correct. That is the set that I will probably go for. Because currently the weapon that I will be go for in my showcase, right, I will be going with a sacrificial sword. Of course, first showcase I cannot be using the 5-star signature weapon because not everybody is going to pull for it. So I think that for Nilo, sacrificial sword is actually a pretty good weapon, because it allows her to stay on the field for even longer as well, to be able to do the sword dance. You won't be able to get what I mean when I actually do it, but meanwhile, let's just, as a placeholder, I will be telling you that I will be using sacrificial sword. That is currently what my early plans will be. But when she's released, of course, offline, I will still need to do some testing and see if the comp actually really works before I make adjustments. Then finally, doing the recording and upload the actual run. I thought Sino would be better. Flop or flop? Oh, Sino. One thing is, another thing that I would like to add on is Sino probably is more towards a Spiral Abyss character, because in terms of user experience wise, right, in the open world, I don't really felt that he's very smooth to play, you see. Because on paper we can only interpret, oh, this and that, maybe he looks strong, all this, but a lot of things after when you have actually played it, right, then you realize that maybe it's not that comfortable. Because for him, you know, his burst actually costs a whopping 80, and once you activates his burst already, right, you want him to be in that mood for as long as possible. But when you go and in the open world, when you go and fight a few Hilichos, why would you want to go this and they Hilichos go then you then they all die. Then what do I do next? Empty energy, change back. Then after that, when I walk down another few Hilichos or Samachos, then I stop. Do like that, then start to do no damage. Then where am I going to get my burst back? That's the thing that I want to put across is it doesn't feel that comfortable playing, you know. Sino equal Razor. Razor recently got a very nice story. Did you guys actually have completed the event so far? There are about 11 more days. I won't tell you what was in the video, but it's a pretty nice and a sweet thing for MiHoYo to actually give some attention to him, because he's been in the game for so long. It makes me happy that he's not being forgotten. Every 1k hit point above 30k increase blown by 9%, max of 40. It should be 400, right? Don't forget the exile for 120 EM. Dinari backpacker character. Courage of guys is to spend gem on backpacker character. What is backpacker character, bro? What is backpacker supposed to mean? Monster event was great. Hey, sub Frostic, bro. The Dinari isn't that bad, really. Seriously, it's just when you play on a mobile, the experience is because you need to aim. You see, then of course you can still shoot on the ground and the missiles go tracking the enemies, but it's not that bad, really. It's actually a pretty nice experience playing Dinari, and his performance is actually pretty good. But of course, over here, I think that the best choice that I've made so far was actually to pull for the C3 Miko, you know. Ever since when the Dendro characters were released, I can see that Miko actually got some good performance. So I'm personally pretty pleased about it as well. Wait, let me see. Is there? Oh, I'm short of so many books, man. Do I want to level 9? I want my Hu Tao constellation. Let me see. The monster event is really very good. Initially, I was still thinking, do I want to actually do it or something? But once I started playing, then I just one shot finish everything, and I'm truly quite impressed by this time's event. If you guys haven't started doing the Golden Slumber World event, start doing, because that is where you begin to actually go into the underground of this Mausoleum, and you'll start unlocking more waypoints within the area itself as well. Because initially, when I haven't do the event itself, right? The world quest itself, I was wandering around the desert, thinking to myself, oh, why is it only just sand and nothing else? Then I realized the actual catch of this map is everything underground. Then I can see why there are actually so many contents, because it's actually all hidden below. Because on the map surface itself, there's not a lot of things ongoing, aside from picking up scarabs and probably some, what is that, red cactus food. I cannot remember what is the name already, but it's the underground. So when you have the time, do spend some time to go and actually try to clear it. It's pretty fun. The view is actually damn good as well. Qi and Keqing must disappear because them lose constellation of Yelan and Hu Tao goddess. Qi's constellation remains one of the most questionable constellation, of course, because everyone who has played the game long enough will definitely lose 50-50, and probably there could be a chance you will get a Qi's constellation. So if there is a character that really requires buff on her constellations, it's probably to be Qi. Even the most powerful constellation 6, right, has a 15-minute cooldown, which is pretty long, you know. And yeah, I cannot find any nice way to actually put across for Qi's constellation, so I think I shall not trash talk too much. But it definitely needs a buff lah, for sure. Or else it's really damn difficult to play around with it. Hey, hello, Brian TZ. Barbara's better and revives with 100% hit point. I know that there are a lot of players who may not have actually put for Kokomi. So probably when running with Nilo, probably I will need to go with Barbara. But my Barbara is level 70 only. So I'll probably need to actually try to level her up as well if I can. Because the overall, you guys are aware that the content recently is pretty packed. We only have 5 weeks, and one banner lasts about 16.5 to 17 days. So, and the new characters requires new materials as well. So you only have that much amount of time and racing to farm. So it's pretty packed for every one of you over here, and also including for myself, who actually pulls at least one copy for each character. So but that being said, I'll probably go with Barbara first with Nilo. So probably, let me see, maybe let's assume that this is Nilo. This in the early team, that is probably the type of comp that I will actually run for, assuming this is Nilo, because I mean, you know, Nilo isn't out yet. So, yeah, that is what I'll be doing, because the other alternative that some people might want to go for would be when Nahida comes out, will be triple Hydro and 1 Dendro. That could be viable, but we shall see. I have Barbara C20. I probably, hey, thanks for, if you answer I can't hear. It's okay, but I appreciate you dropping by, man. I have Barbara C20. I probably have about C100 already. I probably should have that already. It's just ridiculous how many constellations I've already gotten, man. And this guy you actually need to do, what do you actually call it again, quicken to, because he will disappear. You need a quicken reaction to disable him, then he will actually appear, which in this case it kind of suck, you see. Wait, this is Magyu King Key. What, when I get C6 from Hu Tao, I will never use Xing Chu again. Well, you just want to play pure Pyro? What are you actually planning to play, man? It's really been a while, but I'm really not too positive whether can I survive through the, what the hell do you even call that? I'm not really positive that I can pass the Magyu Kenki, cause I always die at the Magyu Kenki part. Actually, I didn't check what is my Hu Tao equipped with though. I'm just randomly assuming that they actually should have all their items on them. Yeah, land supremacy. One of the viewers, Egg, if you guys know, right? After he's really super keen on pulling for who again? Yelan. Oh, transparency, come out. Ah. Whoa, this guy can jump so far. I swear I didn't know that, man. What is this? What is this archer, man? Oh my god, stop it. What are all these guys, man? Yeah, my Denari is dying already, man. Oh my god. Come on, just die, man. I'm gonna take my time and try to hit them, man. I'm not gonna survive, man. My Tinari's health is already lesser than half already. How am I supposed to pass that shit, man? And I can't. I have to use the electro because the second half. Oh no, I forgot. This is not Xingqiu. They don't get wet first. This is not looking good, man. I am only left with 7k health. And this guy, this dude, man, has the longest range ever. Oh my god, this guy. Run for your life. Oi, oi, oi. Run for your life. Oh, okay. Looks like the range. Looks like the range is giving me the advantage that I need right now. Oh, wait, what the fuck just happened? Actually, I'll be real honest with you, right? I have no idea this ayo, wow. This guy's name is so damn long that I can't even pronounce it, man. Yeah, come on. Where is it? Ah, he's here. Hey, what is this? What is this Matrix nonsense, man? Bro, I already fired my missiles at you. Wait, where's the guy? Can't see him, man. Oh, he's there. Show yourself. Hey, wait. Ah, yes. Playing the stealth game, man. This guy. The Miko's lightning will roughly tell you where is that guy, man. The thing is, this boss, right? His biggest weakness, right, is actually Yai Miko. Because when the boss goes invisible, Miko's lightning can still hit him, although for no damage. But then after, when you use a Dendro to hit this guy, because he need the quicken reaction to reveal himself, so he'll be disabled. So, okay. So I hope y'all actually learn something about this. Whatever the name is. Wow, what is the name again? Let me see again. Wow, shit, man. What is? It's super long. Algorithm of semi-intransient matrix of overseer network. Okay, that's the boss of this name. I thought perpetual mechanical array was already pretty long, but this boss takes the cake, man. What do the people even call them? Dorido, was it the Dorido boss? And what is this? Like guiding tetrahedron. Oh, it's so when we go up to the fountain where it's supposed to be full of technologies, am I unable to recite what is the name of the mobs anymore as well? It will be what, some kind of mechanical helichal name again. I don't know. Holy, how is the name so long? I can't even pronounce it. And Oh, what is the wait? Why do I have so many world quests? Which are my bounties, man? I know this is one of my bounty, but okay. Anyway, I did that 2-2 was because Diablo, sometimes you will be asking me to do 2-2. I know I've been saying no for many times, but this time I'm doing it actually for you. So hope you enjoy watching. Then I need to do some one thing that I can tell you all is for constellation, right? When Miko's banner goes rerun, there should be a pretty good chance that I will want to get the constellation 6 of her already, because personally I like her a lot, so I'm going to go for her cons already this time round. 73.2. Yeah, I'll probably go use her more often. C6 yeah, Miko, yes. Miko C6. Miko C6 is actually very strong. So where's the boss anyway, man? This guy? Do you guys actually know how big Miko's range is? Let me see if I can find it for you guys. There was a very interesting Reddit post that I actually saw, but I will need to be able to see if I can find it. Not this. I can't seem to find it. Damn, I can't find the post because there are too many posts that I've actually seen recently. Sorry about that. If I manage to find that, I will show you all in the next stream. Is the actual post was actually talking about how big the Dendro Archon's elemental burst was. It was actually really very big. Then after that, but there was also a graph showing at the same time a C2 Miko's attack range, which is ridiculously long, super huge. And a lot of players were actually pretty surprised by how big that range was. It's actually very long, you know. Let me see. Yeah, C2 range is almost the size of the Bliss floor. That is correct. That your understanding is correct. It's really almost the size really. We can see. Let me see. Okay, almost at here. Maybe I plan. I see if we can hit or not. Okay, maybe not here. Maybe here is a bit too far already. Here? Can you hit? Can you actually see how long the range is? The totem to this guy. What kind of achievement was it? So this gives you a brief insight of how big the range for Miko actually is. That was pretty straightforward. Oh, and I see that you gave me a Shivada Jade gemstone. So when you have a C2 Miko, it really makes a lot of Spiral Abyss gaming quite straightforward, because due to how ridiculously long the range is, right? You will be able to wipe off a lot of scattered mobs much more faster than you would imagine. So that is the reason why I actually went for the C2, for the range and also for the level 4 lightning totem, because it's more damage as well. So we talk about the very expensive constellation, which is at constellation 6. It actually gives you the ignore 60% defense, which is very similar to how Raiden Shogun's C2 actually works. It's pretty big though. Of course, C6 being C6, is unfortunate that they lock it to C6. Yeah. No, it's pretty nice that I finally unlocked bounty for this one. In the previous patch, I wasn't able to unlock the bounty at all because I just didn't have 450 points. I don't know if how many of you over here managed to unlock the Sumeru reputation quests during the previous patch. I only managed to unlock it really very recently because I wasn't able to hit the reputation level 2. God damn it. Tower of Fantasy wins PTBR dub. Genshin has to cry. What is this PTBR dub actually about? I already got to level 7 reputation. How? How are you so fast? You can see mine is I just started only, man. I still have a long way to go. Oh my goodness. It's really insane how efficient you guys are, man. Is this guy immune to Dendro? That's probably too much Dendro for you to withstand, bro. Aha! For this week, I finally managed to complete my bounty for once. Awesome. Ah. But wow, level 7 reputation is really very high. I mean, considering the game, like just not too long only, it means you already gotten this special name card already. I want the wings. The wings looks really fantastic, but I still have a long way to go, man. And at the moment, sometimes all is okay. Complete 3 bounties. I've unlocked a bounty on the first week. How are you guys actually achieving this, man? I've seen some people in my friend list, right? They actually have like what, over 700 achievements, and you can see that I only have like what, 574 achievements. I still have a long way to go, man. And I cannot wish for anything right now, because I am no longer keen to get more of Sino's constellation. I have him as C1, and for now I don't really see the need to go for C2, because until when I'm convinced that there are more viable Dendro characters for him, then I'll probably use him more often. But for now, he's not providing me the best user experience, so I will not be using him as much, and that is probably why you don't see me using him very often in the Spire Abyss contents. Whereas for Candace, when I have her paired together with Yunjing for Ayato, it's actually a really very fun experience. I personally like it a lot. He actually hits really very hard. That's what I can say. For considering at a C0, but I mean per strike gives you about, maybe about almost 30k, and at that kind of attack speed and its AoE slashes, I do think that the damage is pretty impressive. Hey Solomon, bro. It's good to see you, man. Hey, wait, he has this hydro damage goblet. Then what was my Sintry actually wearing? Some kind of crap hydro goblet? Oh yeah, this is not the usual hydro goblet I'm using. Need to get the wings as soon as possible. I'm on the same boat as you, man. I just look. This looks perfect. Dendro Tabibito, Dendro, very good. Yes, very good. It's actually very strong. Then at the same time, I also like to get, I don't know, does this one, because currently she has this one. Does this look? This surprisingly goes well with her hair color as well. Wait, who else is green? Oh no, this one is an animal character. So currently I have this with her. I think the green in general just looks very nice. How about Venti? It's a bit too green. Because a Dendro character using the Dendro wing still seems the... Okay, this one actually not too bad. Have you tried using Sino with Kintan Crosspear? You can actually use Sino E, then burst before the energy gets set, and use another E before the eye appears. I think currently, I never use the Kintan Crosspear because I don't even think I have that weapon. Doesn't ring a bell to me. What is this weapon? I'm very sure I heard of this weapon before, but I don't have it. Is it a craftable weapon? Because currently, because I'm using is the Thundering Fury 4-piece, so So when I actually run with we need to actually do it. Wait. Where's my official? Will I die? Oh, I might. What type of healers do I have? Holy, wherever I don't use a healer, I will feel pretty bad about it, man. Where is? For some reason I'm blind. I can't see. When I go with this, right, I'm able to E first, then cast on the elemental burst, then followed by another E again. Because the thundering fury effect before the eye actually appears. We can actually have a look. But the thing is, I don't know if my first team will die or not. I didn't bring any shield or heals. Ah, shit. Couldn't manage to switch to her. God damn it. Okay, let's see on this Sino part. Who are the mobs again? These guys. Okay. Oh, I'm using questing. This is a C1 Sino. All the invis game bastard. The bird on the right just now looks like some legendary Pokemon trying to cast their skill onto me, man. Okay, attack percent. Okay, because this one is to showcase Sino, so we shall go with that first. Hold your shield, bro. Ah. Oh no, I see that this is not good. Fucking hell. Ah! Poor. No heals, no shoes is definitely not my playstyle, man.
新天道地はっせはっふん霹靂先陣隙あり天理チョーク
Ah, he managed to hit me once.
信頼感度逃げ場はないぞ判決からは逃れられない審判を下す岩山八九天道万象芽生えよ
黒き翼よ
勝利をしてやるお前の罪を罪を償うがいい断罪の時剣女万丈無意味な抵抗
Now I'm actually thinking, should I be casting the burst or no?
またか天理チョーク
The burst actually takes too long to charge. It's not what I want. In case later when I go into the final Dorito boss, I don't have any energy, then I'll be so dead, man. Oh, whoa! I didn't manage to iframe them. Shit. Okay. Let's try that again. Can I block this? Oh! Block! Oh, good shit, man. Block for me, please. Ah, nice. Block for me, please. Okay.
陸力同時着
Oh, what kind of shoe is that, man? But I like it.
姿を見せ
信頼感度降伏しろ判決からは逃れられない審判を下す罪を償うがいい断罪の時お嬢様の天道
Doesn't feel like there is enough DPS for me to kill this guy though.
芽生えよ逃げ場はないぞ勝利をしてやるお前の罪を償うがいい断罪の時はった審判を下そう罪を償うがいい難攻不落天道 ここにあり。はっ。いや、はびこれ。
Ah, hello, hello. I see you.
カラスが
判決からは逃れられない断罪の時。せいはせんせんせんじゃ審判を下そう。
Oh, hey, Kenny. Always good to have you here, man. Oh, I actually like I like that Ayato team and the Kende shoe, right? I actually still don't know how it works, but common sense tells me that it should be something like Beto's retaliation, you know. But probably because my Candice has quite a significant amount of hit points, then it appears like she can block a lot of stuff with her shield. I mean, that is what it might appear. Is a Chao international team better than Ayato international team? How significant is their difference? No, I don't really think that is better. Because you think about it when you say that Chao international Riptide has no internal cooldown though, so it's pretty easy for you to maintain the Hydro Aura for Xiangling to consistently vape. Because the thing is, when you are against a group, right? Chao's main role over there is to be the Hydro Enabler. And since his Riptide is so powerful against groups, your Xiangling is almost pretty much guaranteed to be always vaping. Ayato, I mean offhand, I really do not remember what is Ayato's ICD. I'm under the impression that Ayato should have his E skill should have the ICD. Do correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm very sure that is that Riptide don't have ICD, which is very, very broken. Chao is still one of the most powerful character, if not for his super long ECD if you are not used to playing with him. So that is why so long into the game already, right? Chao International Com is still very relevant to the meta. Because this com seriously just wrecks and destroys a lot of enemies. I think Ayato has standard ICD, then there we go. Because I've never actually paired replace Ayato into the Chao International Com. All along, if I were to run, I will just standard run with Chao, because the Riptide just resolves everything. I can constantly see is my Xiangling vape all this. It's a pretty interesting topic that we are actually talking about, because previously a few days ago I was actually thinking, oh, I'm so sorry that you are holding this. At least hold something nicer, okay? Okay, hold this. Okay. I was actually thinking that if I'm able to make any com using Xiangling holding onto Staff of Scarlet Sands, because apparently any type of new weapons that comes out that makes sense, we can actually try to put it onto Xiangling and see if it actually works or not. Some might work better, some might not work very well, but this character is like truly the daughter of Hoyoverse, you know. Cause pole arm impact, you see, the better the pole arms are, the better chance that Xiangling might perform even better, because we already know in the game itself how good she is. Then it just gets better and better. But at the same time, I believe that some of you who watch my stream very regularly also knows that I don't really use her very often. Do you think that Sino is mediocre? Is his C2 worth it? His C2 is definitely going to increase his damage by a lot. But my very honest opinion is that he is a character worth waiting for rerun. not pulling him right now. Why do I say so is because I really want to see the next few patches, will there be a good Dendro for him? Because how good will this character be really depends on who his support is going to be. Because he is a DPS, he doesn't have any assist utility. So if he cannot perform well as a DPS, he's done for. I mean, everybody should know now he has no supportive capabilities. He takes up to 18 seconds, so he must perform as a DPS. But for him to do well, he needs to have good supports. The good supports for him is not in the game yet. So best to wait for probably before his rerun and see if new Dendro characters synergize with him or not. If the answer is a yes, C2 is a nice one because he's going to be performing very well. But if not coming out anyone that synergize with him really very well, then it's up to you whether you like him or not to pull for him. Because I seriously think that this is one of the few characters I need to be very honest that you must wait for rerun. Right now, the state of games, I don't think the characters in the game are allowing him to shine. You see, you just think about one very good example is, imagine today Hu Tao is released, but there is no Xing Qiu or Ye Lan in the game. Do you think that Hu Tao is going to be very good? You may think that Hu Tao is still pretty good. We already know how good is she already, but if we don't have a character who can constantly apply a lot of hydro, Hu Tao cannot vape. That is my personal opinion on Sino. I hate that Inspire Abyss I have to run him with Zhongli, which means I cannot use Kazuha. Yeah, that is extremely unfortunate. Extremely unfortunate. I'm with you 100% on this. I'm with you. This absolute crap of nonsense. Last week I was already talking about this. This goddamn resistance to interruption is as good as none. I mean, I can try to pair him with Beidou, because Beidou has shield and has interruption to resistance. But Beidou primary, you don't build Beidou full HP because Beidou does damage. So Beidou shield is not going to last. Then he will start taking damage. Then he might die. Then so the safest way is what? Pair with Zhongli. But when you pair with Zhongli, you know that you need a Dendro character. So that is one space used up. You need a Zhongli, that is another space used up. Then he has energy 80. Then you need probably an electro character to go with him. So all the slots are taken up. Yeah, it's the biggest glass cannon and worse than Yula when it comes to taking damage to her face. You know, but I mean, when honestly, when I first saw him, right, I believe that you guys have saw the trailer that he is like when they introduced Sumeru, it was him that was being shown. I was hyped because I'm always a fan of Electro. I've said this countless times. I like Electro a lot. So I was expecting him to go Bankai, something like our recent star of the event, Razor. When you go Bankai, then you just berserk. Something just similar to, you know, like Raiden Shogun when she pulls out the sword. You just go slashing and bursting, clicking as fast as possible. Although doesn't mean press fast you will attack faster, but you get what I mean? Like you, okay, screw you, pull out the sword and just go kill everybody. That kind of feeling, if you get what I mean. I was expecting the similar treatment for him as well. Use my burst, go Bankai, don't care about anything, just destroy. Then when I got him, use him, then I flew away. Then I was like, huh? Interruption to resistance non-existent. That was the I was quite upset about this though. Oh my gosh, a Bankai in Genshin would be so sick. Yeah, but you guys listening to what I'm sharing, you get the gist. sometimes it's like, sometimes you want that kind of adrenaline rush where you dish out all your you know, all the buffs, all this, then you just go big, go massive on the damage for that duration. The feel good factor is there where you see big numbers, all this, and go into a burst mood. Then this factor, this poise number is so low that he starts flying away. That is a direct DPS loss already, which is a very negative experience. So I'm with you. I can't agree more with what you just said in terms of the need to pair with the Zhongli, because you need a very reliable shield that can last as long to match with his elemental burst, which is can go up to 18 seconds. So for now, for players who actually love him, what you guys just saw was a C1 Sino with talents level 188. So I personally honestly think the damage is still a bit lacking. Of course we can say, but of course we need to see the future Dendro characters, how will they actually synergize with him in terms of increasing his elemental mastery. Those who have seen the, let's talk about some far-fetched stuff, which is a whale level of Sino, which is at C6R5. His attack can easily go over close to 5,000. That is what you need to know. So that is the upper limit that a full-fledged Sino can go. But for most of us, including myself, who is right now C1 R1, probably I'll only hit about 2k plus at most, 2.5, 2.6, or probably around there. So I'm not going to do that much damage. So it really depends on how good my Dendro supports, and probably, who knows, a Dendro healer or something, or Dendro character that gives me interruption resistance. I don't know. Nahida wise, at the moment, because her release is not too near, so I cannot talk too much about it. So let's just keep in view and hope for the best, because I like him too, but I have to wait for a rerun. How will you compare C2 Sino and C2 Raiden? C2 Raiden is a complete win. I don't even need to sugarcoat my words, man. It's completely a win for Raiden. Just you know, just the fact that she will not fly away when she starts the burst, that much alone is enough for me to want to use her. Because there are a lot of cases you want to play with a shield, yes, for safety, but there are some cases you want to play for more damage, for a few good factor. Because after all, when you play the game for so long already, clearing Abyss 36 stars doesn't really give you that much of a big accomplishment already, like the big sense of accomplishment. You will still feel good because you managed to get 36 stars, but it's the how fast you kill and the how you combo, getting nice numbers, all this, right, gives you more of the adrenaline rush. At least that is how I feel. Like if I were to do a slash at C0, let's say my Raiden today is C0, I do a slash and I managed to get after all the buffs, I managed to get a big number like what, 200,000, 300,000. That the feel good factor is there, you see. C2 Raiden, worth it. My Raiden is C3, but C2 worth it. Really worth it. More consistent, because she needs a few time, you see. She needs at least a good 7 seconds of few time. At the same time, she's regenerating some energy for your team as well. So these 7 seconds taking up your few time when you cannot switch to other characters you will want to maintain your team's overall DPS. That is what we actually talk about, damage per second. Because every swap to a character that does something, you want to maintain the damage cycle and the rotation. So having her at C2 is definitely going to help your overall team's performance. So that is the reason why I have her at the first run. I already have her at C3 already, and I didn't actually pull for more constellations. Hey, hello, Chow bro, welcome back. I think another factor is that if unless you are okay, I cannot put it that way, because another thing is for like herself, Yoimiya. She's a ranged character. She has no resistance to interruption, because we know that she's a ranged character. But for her case, right, because her damage is at the end, so we cannot actually dodge very efficiently as well, because you will lose a shit ton of damage. But when we compare it to charge shot attackers, I'm talking about for players who are used to playing charge shots, whether on mobile or on PC or on console. For charge shots, all this, right, because it's not bound to the attack string, so it's much more easier for you to shoot and run. So this kind of characters not having interruption resistance, that is fine. Whereas for close combat characters, personally felt that it's best for them to actually have the like iron body. I will put it this way, and that means they won't fly away. You guys know that when Ito does his that swing, he cannot fly away, right? You guys know that, right? He has super strong resistance. I don't know, is it a iron body resistance like Raiden during the burst or what, but pretty much he can complete his combo very, very easily. So that is still a pretty positive experience. Talking about Electro, I'm currently trying some Dendro and Electro team, Raiden, Traveler, Sarah, Kazuha. The damage is quite big, I love that. The only problem is that I don't have enough healing. I get what you mean. The thing is, when I earlier on, I also played an Ayato comp without any healers. I mean, of course, if we strictly put it, if you try hard enough or you try sufficient times enough, you will definitely be able to pull it off, meaning be able to pass. But for over here, my emphasis to viewers, at least for my channel style, you look at the type of Spiral Abyss runs that I make. I emphasize on comfortable gameplay style. So that is why most of my comps, almost all of them, either has a healer or have a shielder, because I try to make more realistic and replicable comps in terms of play style. Because I don't like to go in, does a lot of damage, then end up all my characters red health, then the next thing, go out, then just get poked by one of the mobs and evaporate away. You get what I mean? Ito's burst charge attack, Raiden's burst and Eula burst all have stagger immunity. There we go. I mean, I know that Eula, when she activates her burst, right, she has that iron body already. She cannot fly away already. Raiden, the same thing. So it goes the same for Ito as well. So it will be nice if they do some amendments or some small buffs to make him have that so-called iron body as well. The same thing also applies to Kokomi. When this particular thing and increased her resistance to interruption as well. When she was first released, I was also testing out. Then the moment when I activate my burst and I start flying away, then I was like, holy shit, what is this, man? Unless, but if you pair her with Xingqiu, this stacking of this resistance to interruption can pretty much be mitigated. Not saying that she won't fly away, but she's much more resistant to being sent flying away. Then, of course, until today, I have yet to figure out what is the use of this walking on the surface or water surface. If you guys manage to figure out the practical use of this walking on water surface, please let me know. I would like to hear, man. Hey, hi, how are you? Hey, Pro, good to see you, man. Hope you are doing well as well. Okay, so since more of you right now are in the live chat right now, earlier on in my live stream, I was actually talking with some of the viewers on the latest Genshin Impact interview we had on will they be making more endgame content, and the developers actually mentioned that they have no intention to probably make harder Spiral Abyss. I believe that some of you who might be well informed are aware and might have heard of this. What do you guys think about this? That developers might not be making any Spiral Abyss 13 or something. Specifically, let me show you guys. Early on, I have already shown some of them, which is this post, which is talking about the interviewers actually asked them. Currently, the Spiral Abyss is the only true endgame content for players at high ARs. Are there any plans to release new permanent endgame content in the same vein as the Spiral Abyss? So what the developers actually talking about in a nutshell is, Spiral Abyss is a good way for you to test out where you stand. If we design a type of permanent endgame that is similar to Spiral Abyss, might creating excessive anxiety for our players, because not everybody is interested in the Spiral Abyss. So what do you think? Hey, good day to you, Sharak is. So this was pretty interesting when I first saw, like, how right now Clint is actually talking about his not being surprised, because Spiral Abyss difficulty has hardly changed since around patch 2.1, first time since Perpetual Mechanical Array was released. So right now, what can we draw from this is unlikely to have Spiral Abyss 13 in the near future. That's what we can actually draw from this. For me, because if you guys know, for me to understand more of the meta and the gameplay mechanics, I actually play on two accounts. One is my existing this mid-whale account, the IonStorm account, and the other one is actually the Welkin and Better Pass account I actually play on. So assuming that right now nowadays the single target boss is close to about 2 million health with some annoying mechanism, like recently this new Dorito boss disappearing into thin air, this kind of thing, right? If they come out with a Spiral Abyss 13, I don't know if the health will hit 3 million or not. If it's going to hit 3 million, then I can sense that the Welkin account is going to face some challenges to get up to 45 stars. That's at the very least how I feel. The DPS cycle, it might be pretty insufficient, and they are going to probably hit way harder as well. Probably might die, my shield might shatter as well. Okay, let's see what you guys share. I understand where they are coming from. Majority of the player base are casual players. Using more resource to create content that caters towards more those players are sensible business model, correct? Okay. I think their anxiety story is complete bullshit. Why would we waste money on their banners if the characters we have already destroyed the abyss? If we don't get anything permanent or harder, no point paying. See, this is the current consensus that I have been actually getting from the community as well. So for right now, in over here in this chat, it actually pretty nicely shares different opinions coming from the players. Some of them would like to have more challenging content to check where they stand, and that is probably the reason, you know, like today I pull for C6 R5 Yelan, but if there isn't anything difficult to make my C6 R5 Yelan to feel challenging to kill, then what's the point of me pulling a C6 character? That's a valid point. That is definitely a valid point, because you want to pull constellations to gain the power spike, to fight something harder, to challenge yourself. But at the same time, we have another, at the other end of the spectrum is that, let's say today, we just illustrate that today there is 1,000, we just put it down to 1,000 players for Genshin. Probably there are only about 10, I would say probably about 1%. There's 10 players who are super whales, those C6 R5 everything. Probably the next, that is probably about 1% of the players only. That's at least what I think. The other, maybe about the next close to about 100 are the higher spenders. Then followed by the next 101 to probably 200 are the mid spenders. Probably they account for about 20%. Or if we try to be positive, probably 30%. Meaning about up to 300. But for the rest of the 700 players that we have in the community, most likely they are free to play, and they are also low spenders, meaning well-keen BP players, lower spenders. So probably in terms of this spectrum, we can see is that this 70% player base, right, probably a lot of them are really very casual players. So it's either they don't bother to clear the Spiral Abyss. To them it's just meh, I'm here for the story, I'm here for the waifu over meta, you know. Or they do not invest enough time to make their characters strong enough to clear. Or some of them in this free to play or casual are actually challengers. They like it to be free to play but able to showcase their skills. There are players like that also. But I believe that when they make this statement, it's probably to miHoYo that they are focusing more on the majority of the community. What are they actually expecting? Hey, see you, man. Thanks, man. Only content streamers can make daily is literally running Abyss, going around looting stuff. Agree with you, the anxiety thing is a nonsense to avoid lazy to make content. Doesn't mean I agree with them. More combat related gameplay will benefit a lot of players. I don't even care for Spiral Abyss 13. I either want co-op Abyss where the difficulty is higher, or maybe like another difficult mode that uses the foundation of Spiral Abyss. I love Honkai Impact 3 endgame content where it's so fucking hard you could always improve your account. Honkai Impact endgame are Abyss, Memorial Arena and the Elysian Realm, not counting the open world story mode stuffs. I don't understand of the point of combat system they spend so much time creating and perfecting just to let it waste. Even if they die, if you did harder content in temporary events, I'd be happier. When you think about all the other games, excuse me, it's really quite it's quite intriguing to talk about this, is because we know that even for myself, because I already spent so much money in this game, if you ask me, I definitely belong to the group. This is me, this is just citing my own experiences, that I have so many high constellation characters, or let's not say all, but many of them do have constellations. Of course, for me, I do hope that the money is put into good use is to showcase, to destroy enemies. Let's just put it this way, like, oh, right now, if I get to try the Legend of the Vagabond Sword, will I perform much better than I used to? That is the question I have been always asking myself. But the thing is, there isn't any content difficult enough for me to try. I mean, Spiral Abyss is, at the end of the day, is just that. is catered to, is designed in a way to try to strike a balance that free-to-play players who invested enough time is able to clear. And for whales, they will just steamroll through the whole thing. I mean, that's the truth. If you, whether you are free-to-play or spender, with enough investment time, or for some who have the skills as well, 36 stars is a realistic target. But then again, moving to what you guys mentioned, that about Honkai Impact 3, all this, right? These are truly for the end game players. That is why we have this term called end game, which is for the players, veteran players, specifically veteran players, or huge high-end spenders, to challenge themselves to see where they stand. There's no leaderboard, we know, but we can see where we stand. How are we performing? Because comparison is always a very natural thing. But the paradox over here is, you look at all the game models over here. We know that Genshin Impact is generally, we can say, it's quite a successful game. But it's also one of the games without the true end game thing. And also one of the games without the true competitive aspect. So, probably based on, I believe that is just my own speculation, probably to the developers, this game model of not going into too extreme high end game content is working for them. That's what I feel. That is why you see all the events come out, even if they are combat mechanics, right? It's just meh, I close my eyes, I can finish them, take more camera screen at them, shoot at their weak points, then the reaction will actually deal more damage than even my C6R5 Elan, you know? This kind of contents. Because probably a lot of casual players over here. So that is why this is the direction they are going to. And this is actually making money for them, because this is not a charity. I'm not sure that many really care for much more difficult content. Hakunin, Iki, and other truly hard events have existed long before. You can barely find any guides or videos on those. There's a lot of things that they can work on, like how Solomon mentioned about the co-op. I don't know, of course I don't have a viable solution on how to improve the co-op, because we know that the negative aspects of playing co-op, I don't even need to go and list them, but some co-op experience is shit. It's absolutely suck. That's the truth. But if they have some nice co-op solutions, right, I would definitely appreciate in terms of the social aspect. Then of course the other thing is, give me back my Vagabond sword, Why haven't you been rerunning this event? I would like to have that. You don't have to make it a permanent thing, but at the very least, bring it back. At least that is something which is challenging. It's not going to cause anxiety, because you already made it this way that you just need to basic clear the difficulty, you can get the primo gems. The high-end, most challenging scores, the rewards are actually pretty negligible. What? Crystals? Moras? Those kind. Okay, Mora is still important, but those weapon crystals, okay. Bring that back, Speaking of hard content, Genshin doesn't really reward players for doing best. Look at combat focused event where the most important prize primos are on the lowest bracket reward. Getting platinum on those events only to get Moras. Yeah, Vagabond Wolf has been the hardest event we ever had. Max rewards were easy to get, but max achievement was really hard. Yeah, that's exactly the thing I'm saying. This game doesn't award you for killing the hardest walk in 1 second, for sure. Because if today they switch it out this way to be how should I put it to you? Get platinum score to gain the Primo Gem rewards. I can tell you, someone is going to stir shit in the community and start asking people that, oh, this game is a truly pay to win game. Then go and do some negative nonsense reviews in the Play Store, App Store. You know, word of mouth, this kind of thing can be pretty scary when someone starts to become very toxic. Then when you start to lose your player base due to this kind of toxic spreaders, and they start showing proof that, oh, you need to get platinum to do to actually, you know, get the best rewards, then what's the point? This game is not free to play friendly. So a lot of these kind of things, right, they probably are trying to avoid it, so they make the Primo Gems the lowest. And for the spenders wise, right, earlier I have told them before, the motto of them, right, is actually called 为爱买单. In a nutshell, this 为爱买单, this is Mandarin. It's basically, I can put it in a more simple way, it's called waifu over meta, meaning you pull for constellation for this character is because you love this character. Not because you need it to clear harder content. That is their direction. That's what they want. So that is what I wanted to hear and also briefly discuss with all of you on this. Then of course, before we end off this, right, I really hope that this TCG thing over here, please don't come up with some booster pack nonsense, okay? I believe that some of you might have played card games before, real life card games, or at least seen them before. You know, the Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon card game, or even Magic the Gathering, or even online kind of Hearthstone, you know, Blizzard Hearthstone, where you need to buy booster pack to get the SSR characters. Fingers crossed, man. Better don't have any ideas of trying to open up a new character pool for all this, man. I will be pretty disappointed if they try to do that, man. That's true, and I agree, but if you put Primo Gems as a reward for every tier completion, I feel like people won't mind as much, because that's how it was a beast. That's just one opinion. Well, that's the conundrum, right? Catering towards casuals will upset the other half and vice versa. I mean, you guys go and think about it. If today you are F2P, right? Let's say Spiral Abyss. If I put a reward that high up and you know you cannot get it because you are free to play, but it doesn't mean that you won't feel upset about it, even though you know that you cannot get it. You get what I mean? The reward is there up for grabs. Whales definitely easily will get it, and whales will start bragging. Okay, not say whales will start bragging. I correct myself. Players who manage to clear it will start sharing their achievements. For players who are unable to get it, but actually mines it, will feel very, very upset. And I can tell you, there is more than what you think. Some are really very casual, so we can just leave them off the picture. Some are casual, but yet they can still feel very competitive. You know, there are players who exist like this as well, and I will strongly believe that a lot of them are something like this. So it's best to be on the safer side, at least from how Hoyoverse sees it. Everybody just get the Primo Gem. Everybody happy. This is the model that works well for most of us, and the whales are not complaining for that. As far as I can see, this is what they are actually doing right now. Because today, if they really release the Spiral Abyss 13, right, it's definitely, I can tell you, it's not going to be easy. Even I can tell you, with my account strength, right, I can tell you, I won't clear it pretty fast. Probably might have some borderline clears as well. So if my account which has a lot of monetary investment, is going to face some challenges. For the lower spenders, they are definitely going to feel the frustration when they go and play, because the mobs might just one-shot you or have some annoying mechanism, and their health pool must be extremely thick. Then you cannot clear it. There, but you see that there are 600 Primo Gems over there, but you cannot collect it. But you need the 600 Primo Gems to pull for the character you want. Then at that point of time, can you go and visualize and go and think, what kind of feeling will it actually cause? Are you going to, do you belong to those who accept the fate? Yeah, cannot clear, then cannot clear, never mind, I don't care? Or is it actually at the deep end is, fuck you, create this kind of pay to win nonsense over there only for the whales to be able to get this kind of rewards? I mean, right now I'm trying to act out a persona for you guys to try to visualize, if you get what I mean. That is what I'm actually getting, why they don't want to make this kind of endgame. And you imagine if this is going to be a permanent thing, right? Every 2 weeks Spiral Abyss 13 resets, right? Then you, after a period of time, you'll start to feel the pinch at how many Primo Gems you are losing already, even though you know that that level is not meant for you. You know, you get what I mean? I don't mind the current difficulty of events. I just wish we could freely access older Abyss version and older combat events. That is probably a lot of work for them to do. I think that they are already trying to condense the current game already by allowing you to remove the past events, etc, etc. Just, not everybody has a high-end phone, you see. Some of the players have already been uninstalling the game because not enough space. Because the game is actually ridiculously huge, you know. And a lot of us, we buy a phone is not just to play Genshin Impact. You see, we still have our own personal videos with friends, families, anything interesting we see under the sun, office, anything, just anything. So that also requires a lot of storage. I don't think having more floors is a better way. They should really create a game mode utilizing the one Genshin Deep Panda that Honkai, the co-op aspect. I really don't know how they're going to do better for the co-op, man. Honestly, offhand right now, when I sit down, when you ask me how am I going to do it, I don't have an answer. Considering a lot of games, we don't just play Genshin Impact. That is what I assume. We play many other co-op games, right? Sometimes it can be a pretty negative experience as well. So I really don't know how they are going to do it, man. But so anyway, next week. Oh no, next week's live stream is on 13th. So it's still 1 day off from Nilo's release, if I'm not wrong. But anyway, I'll be pulling for her for sure. Then I'll do some testing before I will showcase the how is her performance. So do stay tuned to my Nilo showcase. And once again, thank you guys for especially taking time off to drop by and watch the live stream. I truly appreciate it. Big shout out to all my channel members. I love you guys. Thank you for the consistent support. And also, of course, every one of you who can hear what I'm talking right now, your support is always greatly appreciated. So once again, I'll see you guys on next week's live stream, same time, Thursday, 9 PM. And once again, if your day is starting out, I wish you guys a beautiful day ahead. And if your night is coming to an end, I wish you guys a good night's rest. This is IonStorm, signing out. Good night.